All right, welcome everyone. My name is Zach. This is the West Coast Podcast, and today we are covering the 2025 movie release calendar. We're covering the entire year of 2025, week by week, month by month, and we're going to go through and figure out what you want to see in the year 2025 for the major motion picture releases. Obviously, I'm not going to cover some international stuff, and a lot of the independent stuff doesn't really have quite the amount of release dates as it will, as it gears up towards their actual release dates. But we got the big ones. We got the superhero flicks. We've got the franchises, the sequels, the video game adaptations. We got it all. So during this whole course of the evening tonight, let us know what you are excited to see out there in 2025. And if you're not watching live, please leave comments and let us know what movie you're excited for. Oh man, I'm excited because I love the movies. We are here live in Hollywood tonight. It is the middle of January, and of course, we got some new releases that we're going to kick off with this weekend. So if you saw something again this month in the last 2 weeks, let us know. We're not going to cover those, but please join the channel, hit like and subscribe, and all those good things. Nate, how are you doing? Hope you're doing all right. And of course, Scream is filming this year. Patrick Dempsey reportedly not coming back, and Joel McHale playing Sidney Prescott's husband. I don't know. We got another member of the Core Four coming back as well. I'm telling you, they're all coming back, or they got to get rid of them in this movie. The Scream will be out in 2026. That is one people like myself, people like Nate, and some other people out there are excited for that are filming. So always this nice anticipation into franchises. I'm a huge fan. But let us know what you're looking forward to. Big December that we just had, Sonic 3, Nosferatu, and some other stuff out there. But let's get into this. We're going to go through, like I said, month by month and week by week. So I'm going to break it down each week and just let you know some of these weeks have multiple movies. Some of these weeks have one, whether it's a dead month out of the year. As some of you are aware with release schedules, there are months where movies are just kind of tossed to release because they don't know how to market them or they don't realize that they're really as good as they thought they were when they got greenlit. They just kind of put them out there. Those are usually the spring months. Those are sometimes the late fall months, but we'll see because sometimes those have the best surprises. And of course, we have the summer blockbusters. We have some big ones, and a lot of them are coming out in the same month. So we're also going to talk about some movies that have had massive reshoots. I'm talking script rewrites in the middle of filming. We're going to talk about some of those movies and a couple movies that have been done for multiple years that are finally coming out. You can see them in the thumbnail or the picture behind. But we're going to talk about those too. The ones that have been done for years and the ones that have had massive rewrites, those are the ones that I'd like to know your opinions. So when we get to them, we'll talk about it. But that's it. Get your opinions then. I wish I had some fun music to play, but I don't. So let's just get into it. All right, let's start off with the full month of January. Not the full month, I should say. But January 17th, that is this month. So let me just get rid of this little guy right here up in the corner so you can just see the date more. January 17th, that is this weekend. We have 3 kind of bigger movies coming out. The first one is a Netflix movie, Jamie Foxx and Cameron Diaz back in action. This is the movie Jamie Foxx was filming when he kind of went MIA for a while. So it's finally out on Netflix this weekend. The other one is the bigger one this weekend. It is Wolfman. It is by the same person who brought us The Invisible Man. Mixed bag on this one. Last I checked, it was 62% of Rotten Tomatoes. I enjoyed Invisible Man. I don't know if this movie really appeals to me, but it is out this weekend. If you already saw it, please leave a comment and let us know what you thought of it. And one of them days, it is Keke Palmer and SZA, A Day in the Life. They have to figure out how to get the rent money in one afternoon or one evening. So this one, I'm actually probably going to go see if I have free time this weekend. It's gotten really great reviews. Let me know if you're interested in seeing it, if you have seen it already, any of these movies this weekend. But I'm interested in that one. That's this weekend. That's the start of what we're talking about here. Next weekend after that, Flight Risk, starring Mark Wahlberg. Yeah, you got a weekend off. That's all I got to say about that. January 31st, you got one for the adults. You got one for the kids. Companion. From the creators of Barbarian, it also stars Huey from The Boys, and then of course Dogman. It is a combination of a dog and a policeman combined, part dog, part man, all hero. I'm sure this is based off of some sort of children's book, like Captain Underpants, but that's all I know about Dogman. Excited for any of these January releases? There's a couple. I do want to see Companion, so I'll probably catch it when it's on streaming, unless they have a Q&A here in Hollywood. And of course, if you like Q&As, check out the channel. I got Scarface, we have The Killer, and we have one coming up from with Kevin Bacon and the director of Stir of Echoes for Stir of Echoes. I'll have that in the next week or so before the Royal Rumble. I'll have the Stir of Echoes Q&A. But that's January. All right, kind of a chill month. Let's get into the month of love and one of the biggest releases of the year. February 7th, we're going to stick these two right out here. Heart Eyes. It is another slasher movie with a masked killer who has heart eyes. This looks like a great streaming movie, but it comes out February 7th, as does Love Hurts. This also kind of looks like a streaming movie, an action movie. They could surprise. They could be good movies, but they are what they are. This is the day, February 14th. Are you ready for love? Because Bridget Jones, Mad About the Boy, actually comes out the Thursday before this on the 13th. That is going to be on Peacock. Then we're going to talk about Paddington in Peru really quick. Paddington in Peru, it could be big. It could be a lot bigger than we think, because the second Paddington movie is considered one of the greatest sequels of all time. I haven't seen either Paddington movie, but this third one is highly anticipated, and it is up against one of the biggest movies of the year, Captain America: Brave New World. There are popcorn buckets out there already, and there are pint glasses at the Alamo Draft House. But Captain America: Brave New World, this is one of those movies I talked about in the beginning, where it has had multiple reshoots and script changes. I'm very excited for Captain America: Brave New World, but the fact that they have multiple rewrites, reshoots, has me a little worried. I've heard some of the test screenings weren't that well received either, so we'll see. I hope it's good. I'm a huge Anthony Mackie fan, and of course, love Harrison Ford. Seth Rollins has informed us all that he has been cut from the movie. So Captain America: Brave New World, let me know your thoughts on that. Are you excited for it? February 14th. That is one of the big ones right there. And then on February 21st, The Monkey. This is based off of a Stephen King novel, and it is Good Perkins. He brought us Longlegs last year. A James Wan production here, which we'll get to another one, I think, later on as well. And then The Cleaner. Daisy Ridley from Star Wars is in a new action movie, so I'm excited to see that. Next up in February is the 28th, a Looney Tunes movie. Warner Brothers actually using their franchise. The Day the Earth Blew Up. Aliens come to town, and Daffy Duck and Porky Pig are solving the problem with bubblegum. And Woody Harrelson, Simu Liu, and Finn Cole go deep into the waters in Last Breath. I have no idea what this movie is about. This is, we talk about when studios dump movies. This is kind of a release date dump. You kind of have an open weekend, but it's also the weekend after a Marvel movie. So we'll see. But Warner Brothers actually using an IP. All right. So again, in February, it's fine. It seems like a nice month. The Captain America thing is the one that really kind of throws me for a loop. I'm very, very excited for this. I can't wait to see a nice, aggressive Red Hulk. Not the biggest fan of what the Hulk's kind of turned into in the MCU, but I really hope this is good. I really, really do. All right. Let's get into March. One of these I could care less about, and the other one is one of my most anticipated movies of the year. The one I could care less about has Batista, Mila Jovovich from the Resident Evil series, Dazed and Confused, and a whole bunch more. In the Lost Lands, I don't know what this movie's about, but judging from this poster, I know I'm not going to watch it. Anyways, I love to see Batista getting work, so that's the big thing, and I love Mila Jovovich, so not for me, but this next one, Robert Pattinson in Mickey 17. Bong Joon-ho had one of my favorite films of the last few years in Parasite, if you remember that one. I've watched it so many times in theaters, in color and in black and white. So I'm very excited to see what Mickey 17 has to offer. This Mickey is the 17th in a series of clones. That's what makes him special and why we're following Mickey 17 in this movie. Other than that, I'm not sure exactly what the story is, which is great, which is what I want. I didn't know what the hell Parasite was about, and I loved it. So Mickey 17, that's what I'm looking forward to. March 14th. This one is a lot of this could be a dumping ground weekend, or this could be one of those weekends where we find some hidden gems. Okay, we got Opus coming out. That's an A24 movie. Black Bag, that's an action movie. We have Electric State with Millie Brown from Stranger Things. That's going to be on Netflix. That is the Russo brothers movie. And then we have Novocaine starring Jack Quaid. So another Jack Quaid movie this year. Yeah, this seems like a video game weekend to me. But again, one of these movies or all three or four of these could surprise us. But that is March 14th. And on March 21st, this is another movie that has been done for over a year. This movie, Snow White, you can look it up, the backlash and the things that people hate about this movie. And you can even see some of the changes and some of the stills with the dwarfs. But this movie has been done for so long. And I think that they're just trying to figure out a way to market it to people because it has gotten a really bad reputation because of some press tours done by the people involved in it. But Snow White, Disney live action movie, one of the biggest animated movies of all time, getting the live action remake. Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot. So we'll see. Let me know if you're excited for this. It is a mixed bag reaction from people out there if they're excited for this movie, if they could care less. I'm not a big fan of any of the Disney live action movies. I kind of like Beauty and the Beast, and I did like The Jungle Book, I gotta say. Jason Statham. Statham has another movie out. He has a movie out every other weekend. A Working Man on March 28th. He has a weapon in his hand. He has a gun in his hand. And he doesn't look happy. I think we know what this movie's about. March, kind of a mid-month. But again, a couple movies in there you can kind of get away from. But seems like a whole lot of stuff you wait for streaming. Let me know your thoughts on that. That is March right there. And now let's get into April. This starts off summer all of a sudden. It used to be June. Then it was May, and now it is April that starts off summer. You got the Minecraft movie with Jack Black, Jason Momoa, and a handful of other people in there. I'm not familiar with Minecraft or what the game is about. I just know that the reaction to the trailer was not good. We'll see. Maybe the movie has something to offer that we haven't discovered yet. A full trailer hasn't been released yet. And on the other side is Freaky Tales with Pedro Pascal and Tom Hanks. I haven't seen a trailer for this one. I don't know what it's about either, but you got something for the adults and the kids on April 4th. All right, April 11th to the Amateur. If you're wondering where Rami Malek was, here he is in the Amateur. Lawrence Fishburne in it as well. Not exactly sure what this one is about, but I assume it is an assassination or a government conspiracy or something. It looks very like Michael Crichton-ish. All right, April 18th, The Passion of the Christ Resurrection. Mel Gibson has said they go to hell in this movie. So we'll see. We'll see what this one has to offer. This is another movie I'm excited for. Michael B. Jordan stars in Sinners. This is a Ryan Coogler movie. It is about vampires. I love vampire stuff. And I have high hopes for this movie. I think it's in a good spot where it's before the summertime hype gets built up in there. But Sinners, if you want to watch the preview for it, vampire movie. It is a period piece as well. So I'm looking forward to this one. This is also one that I am excited about. This is in my top 5 for the year as well. And April 24th, The Accountant 2 with Matt Damon. The Accountant. I don't know anyone except for TNT and TBS who like The Accountant because they play that movie every night. But you're getting a sequel out of it. Anyways, Until Dawn, that trailer was released this week. I haven't played the game, but I know what it is about. It is about people. It's a horror game where you make choices to choose your own adventure. After watching the trailer, I watched a thing with the directors, and they said it was hard to adapt. So what they chose to do is have them enter a time loop. So these people are in a time loop and they have to survive until the hourglass runs out, until dawn. So instead of a choose your own adventure and going by what the storyline of the game is, you're getting a time loop movie. If you are a fan of Until Dawn, please let me know if this intrigues you or if this is something that you could kind of do without, if it's going to be another kind of bogus movie video game adaptation. So I've been told to play Until Dawn. I just the trailer for the movie hasn't enticed me to play Until Dawn. I'm kind of getting a little sick of time travel movies and time loop movies. And Until Dawn is now going to be another one. But that's your April. Now we're getting into the crux of it. We're getting to the big month, the summer blockbusters. It all starts in May. And here we go. May 2nd, Marvel has their second movie of the year out, the Thunderbolts. Some people thought this movie wasn't even going to get made because it was just taking so long. Some people loved the trailer. Some people thought it was mid. But this is it. This is your Marvel Suicide Squad kind of Creature Commandos movie right here. We've seen everyone in this poster in a Marvel movie before, from Ghost to Taskmaster, except for on the left. That is, I forgot the guy's name, but he is going to play Sentry. If you want to look up what Sentry is kind of their Superman, and he is kind of the reason for the comic Civil War going into it. So we'll see how they retool Thunderbolts and Sentry to fit the MCU in this multiverse universe. That's another thing too that Captain America I don't think is going to deal with, is the multiverse, which is fine because we have to have stuff established in our universe as well. But the Thunderbolts on May 2nd. I'm excited for this movie, but I also feel that this movie could be very bland. It seems like everyone's kind of got the same attitude except for David Harbour's character, who seems a little bit wacky, which might get annoying after a while. But everyone is just a little. That's the one thing about the Suicide Squad, the second one. There are personalities involved in that movie, which I liked. This, we'll see. Everyone just seems to be like, ugh, got to go on another mission. I want to like this movie. I want this movie to be good. I really, really do. Mr. All Power, thanks for joining the stream. Hope you're having a great weekend. We're talking summer movies 2025. We're going month by month. Let us know what you want to see. Anyone out there too, pop in the chat and leave a comment and let us know what you're excited for. The Thunderbolts, I really, I don't, it's sandwiched in between two other Marvel movies. I don't think this one had the reshoots like Captain America has had. It's just there. I don't feel the hype that this or Cap or Fantastic Four have. So we'll see. All right, let's get back into it. The month of May. All right. A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey is coming out. And there is also a new project with Pharrell, Quinta Brunson, and a huge cast of others. So there's two movies here coming out May 9th. Not much is known about either one of them, and we'll find out more later on. But I do find that a little bit... these dates may change. I don't know. It's an open weekend, so something may come out. But it's just like we haven't seen anything from it yet. We may on Super Bowl weekend, but kind of a mystery on this weekend. May 9th and May 16th, It's All Alone. Final Destination Bloodlines. This is the 11,000th Final Destinations. We're getting another franchise possibly this year that we'll talk about in October, adding to their legacy as well. But I don't even know if I'm up for another Final Destination. If you watch the one that's in 3D, that has to be one of the worst horror movies I've ever seen in my life. I don't mean to like really shit on a franchise because some of these Final Destinations are really fun, but it got to the point where you just watch the death clips on YouTube and you don't even watch the dialogue or the character arcs or whatever else. We'll see. I know some people say absent makes the heart feel fonder, and I probably just butchered that. But anyways, I don't know if going back and watching any of these older ones is really going to make me want to see a new one. May 16th, it's by itself. We'll see what it can do. May 23rd, here we got a couple big ones. Again, one for the adults and one for the kids. Lilo and Stitch live action, Disney's second live action movie this year. I haven't seen the original Lilo and Stitch, so you will all have to tell me. Leave a comment if you think this movie should have been left alone, or if a live action Lilo Stitch is something you're excited for. Then on the other end of this weekend, Tom Cruise's Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. It had a different title beforehand that played into the last Mission Impossible movie. But The Final Reckoning, is it the final Mission Impossible movie? We don't know. Haven't heard anything if it is going to be or not, but these movies are spectacularly done. The action scenes Tom Cruise obviously does by himself. He's his own stunt guy. But the fact that this franchise has gone on this long, when did it start? Like 98? Let me know if you're excited for it. I really haven't seen many of these, the newer ones, so I see clips of the stunts that he does, and if you go see a movie in IMAX, they show like clips of it before the movie comes out to hype you up to go see some Mission Impossible movies. That is it. Let me know what you think about that, and let's get into the last weekend in May. You have Karate Kid legends Ralph Macchio, Jackie Chan, and we got a newcomer in there playing the kid. I liked the trailer. I thought it looked good. So this is supposedly going to tie into the end of Cobra Kai, but be its own movie. So I really haven't dug into Cobra Kai yet. I have watched the original Karate Kid movies, but this is going to be a legacy movie as well. Trailer looked good, so we'll see. And then The Life of Chuck. Tom Hiddleston stars in a movie based on a Stephen King book. So this is a second Stephen King adaptation this year. All right, let's get into June. Dirty Dancing 2 is supposed to be released, I think, over a year ago, but the writer's strike kept it from getting completed. But Dirty Dancing 2 will be out June 6th, finally. Baby will be back. So that is the big deal about this. This is why this is bigger than Dirty Dancing Havana Nights. Dirty Dancing 2. As a fan of the original Dirty Dancing, I do think it's a good movie. I'm excited for it. On the other hand, you have The Ballerina that comes out on June 6th. This is another movie that I was talking about at the beginning of this stream that has been done. For like 2 years, I do believe this movie has been done, but then they added reshoots. I'm very hesitant to pay money to go see this because of the reshoots. Keanu Reeves is not supposed to be a part of this. John Wick brought in to be added to the movie. Try to get people into the theater to go see this movie. I don't know if it was test screenings or what it was, but the hype wasn't there within the studios. So John Wick himself will be in The Ballerina. And I don't know if John Wick is going to be in the other adaptations coming out after this. But The Ballerina, after years of being complete and then getting reshoots, will finally be out June 6th. Are you a fan? Did you watch The Continental on Peacock? I watched the first episode, and I knew what it was going to be, and I thought it wasn't for me. I'm a huge fan of these John Wick movies. I'm just hesitant into expanding the world into film and TV, but we are getting more John Wick out there. Just make a damn John Wick game. Just make one that takes place before the death of his dog, and we can be John Wick before that. That's all I'm asking. I don't need The Ballerina. I don't need the series that's coming out after this. I don't need another season of The Continental. That's just me. Those are my 2 cents. Elizabeth Hurst, welcome to the stream. Reshoots are never a good sign. No, they're not. That's why I'm hesitant about The Ballerina. Dirty Dancing 2, on the other hand, it was just the writer's strike halting it from completion. But The Ballerina and Captain America 4 had so many reshoots. So many. Lack of marketing is never good. No, it's not. That's why some of these movies in late spring, some of these we'll get to later on in the year that don't have marketing yet. I don't have posters for them yet, but we get that, right? They're still filming. They're still figuring themselves out. But welcome to the channel, Elizabeth Hurst. Get your comments in all stream long. I did. Do you want to talk about Thunderbolts? We can go back and talk about Thunderbolts because it's worth talking about. This movie did not have reshoots, but the fact that it is going to be just kind of there. Again, we are in the multiverse. We are building towards Secret Wars. And we have Cap 4, which I get isn't going to be in the multiverse saga. It might have a stinger at the end, that is. But the Thunderbolts is just there. Unless Sentry causes something that helps cause the Secret Wars, which I don't think he should. I don't know the point of this movie. This is one of those movies that looks good when you look at a whole slate like Kevin does for Comic-Con. But now that we're this far into it, I don't know if it's what I really want to see. I love a lot of the stars that are in here. So, Elizabeth, this is the last of Phase 5. Fantastic Four is not. Is that the beginning of Phase 6? Let me know. That's a very interesting point you make there. Yes, that's why I need to know. I lost track too. And if this is just a fun Marvel movie, that's cool, right? So we don't need to just like go in with all this knowledge and be like, okay, what happened, and have our charts and everything like that. If this is just a fun time at the movies, good. That's all we need. Good point. But I hope everyone gets a chance to shine here. I especially hope Ghost is used in a good way, but I have a feeling Ghost or Taskmaster is going to be the first one to die in the movies. There's a scene in the trailer that has me think one of them is going to die very early on. We'll see. Julia Louis-Dreyfus, though. I love Julia Louis-Dreyfus. And now she's the one who bought Avengers Tower. Okay. Now that that mystery's solved. Where were we? All right, we got into May 30th. June 6th was where we left off. And yeah, the ballerina. June 13th. Here we are, middle of summer. We have Disney Pixar's Elio. And we have How to Train Your Dragon live action. I haven't been the biggest fan. I've hated what Pixar's been putting out. I just haven't been excited about what Pixar's been putting out. The Toy Story movies, I'm always thinking, well, part 3 should have ended it, but then part 4 is really good. And now they're going to have part 5, and I'm like, well, you probably really don't need it. But now part 5 is probably good. How to Train Your Dragon, I haven't seen any of those movies. I know of them. I know what they look like and everything. I have to say, is it Stitch? Is that the dinosaur's name? Looks exactly like he does in the animated movies. And if that's the case, why are we really making a live action movie, especially when there's talks about making another animated one? Elizabeth is looking forward to How to Train Your Dragon. I love it. Okay. Do you think it needs to be done in live action? Again, I haven't seen any of the animated ones, and they were talking about making another one. But a lot of people love the animated ones. Those animated ones are like my generation's Toy Stories. You know, I see people like in their 20s quoting those movies and still posting memes and everything. We'll see. The live action one, man, if this does well, I think this could be a huge deal. Again, is it too soon? I think maybe that's my thing. Is it too soon to make a live action out of this? You know, we talked about Snow White earlier. That movie came out, what, in like the 40s, whenever that came out? That was so long ago that I get it now. But again, Snow White had all those reshoots too, and all this other stuff. So, all right, 2 kids movies coming on June 13th. That's another thing, man. These may get moved around. I doubt at this point that they're gonna move from their June 13th spot because there's a lot of other stuff coming out. Like June 20th, 28 years later. This would be a good spot for one of these kids' movies to go to and counter program after the hype of another one came out the week before. But so far, 28 years later is the only one coming out. Part of this package deal was that there's probably going to be at least one more if this movie does well, if not 2 more sequels. So you get like a full trilogy out of it. That was the pitch when the studio picked this up. I'm excited for this. I love the first 2. I hope the whole story that was pitched gets told. I'm a huge horror guy. And again, zombie movies are very easy. When you do it on a grander scale, and when you do it with great actors like Cillian, it's so much better to watch. And it's just timeless. I love it. I don't know if you're excited for this. I'm excited for this. All right, next up, June 27th, more horror with Megan 2. Megan was fine. I didn't have issues with Megan. There was just too much downtime. And the characters they felt more robotic than Megan. I guess that's my only complaint about Megan. I love the doll. I love the idea of it. But it's doing what Child's Play tried to do, and it's going to bring the original characters back. and up the stakes a little bit more. I don't know if it's gonna be out for revenge. I don't know if it's gonna be like Ultron and it just has like this AI that's floating out around there, but I'm excited because I do love the doll and I do love the idea of this. And the other one this weekend is more counter programming with Brad Pitt's F1 movie. This has been a big production, so we'll see how it looks. I'm not familiar with F1 racing. I haven't seen a trailer on this one yet, but June 27th, that is your June. What do you think? Are you excited for either of these two movies? I gotta say, Megan sounds just fun to watch in the theater again. The extended cut, if you watch on Peacock, is fun to watch. It's just you can tell where the extended scenes are, and it's fine. It's just more killing. He's still making them. He's making the big budget ones even. Not a Pitt fan, that's okay. Because you got Megan that weekend you can go see instead. All right, let's get into this next month. This next month is going to be so big. Get ready. Jurassic World Rebirth. Scarlett Johansson signed on. This is a big deal. This is another one that is going to be part of a new trilogy. Reportedly, no one from either trilogy will be back in this one. Whether they come back in one of the next two movies will be remain to be seen. But Jurassic World Rebirth, all new characters, all new story, a continuation of the last two. I figured they could have made something different other than Jurassic World. I was a fan of the last three Jurassic World movies. I didn't think they had any heart to them. Nothing will touch the original Jurassic Park. It's just done so well. But and I guess here's the point right there. Elizabeth, thank you again for chiming in. How many Jurassic World movies do we need? This one with a new story, I hope is better than the last three. Again, this franchise just keeps making money. That's why we're getting another one, but I can't see a purpose to this. But who knows? Surprise me. I'm up for it. And Trey Parker. Matt Stone is producing a Trey Parker movie featuring Kendrick Lamar. I don't know too many of the details. From one thing that I read, since details really aren't fully out there, is that this movie is about a couple. Kendrick Lamar is dating a white girl, and they found that Kendrick Lamar's ancestors were owned by his girlfriend's ancestors. So that's all I know about this movie. Seen some South Park movies before, so let me know if you're excited for it based on that premise. You've seen Team America, we've seen the South Park movie Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, and we've seen Basketball. You've seen what they can do with a big project. So we'll see with Kendrick Lamar backing it and getting involved too. This could be a fun movie. It really could be. The Book of Mormon is a great play. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. But we'll see. July 7th, this is one of the big ones. Superman comes out. James Gunn's official introduction to the mainstream public. Creature Commandos just finished on HBO and Max. This is it, though. This is the one that mainstream audiences are really going to notice for their version of a shared universe. Superman comes out. The trailer has been released. You can see everyone involved. Tons of heroes. Guy Gardner, Mr. Terrific, Hawk Girl. There's so much going on in this movie. I don't even know where to begin about talking about this movie because there's so much going on. And it also has been reported, which we talked about weeks ago when we were doing a Rampage live stream. Millie Alcock will be in there as Supergirl. Supergirl is filming right now. It just started this week. That'll be out the year after this. Supergirl will be in this movie as well as all those other people that you saw in the trailer and that you know are going to be in there as well. Jam-packed movie, not an origin story. Crypto the Damn Dog is in this movie. This is going to be one of the biggest movies of the summer, July 11th. Nothing else is up against it. Superman or Captain America right now, because of all the reshoots of Captain America, just has me worried. I got to say I'm more excited for Superman. What about you? Who does better numbers? I'll say Superman. So far, Captain America is looking at about I think it said 60 to 90 million, and it's going to, figure itself out more as we get closer. Let's just say it does 90 million. It's better than Marvel's been doing, but yeah, I don't know. I'll also say Superman though. Who's the new Superman? Corn Sweat. He was in the movie Pearl. Oh, someone can help me out and put it in the chat. He's a decent actor. He's a really decent actor. Hope James Gunn can bring some new energy into it, an old franchise. I hope so too, and that's the thing that he wanted to do with this Superman is re-energize the love of Superman and the hope that Superman, the character, brings to viewers. So that is the main thing on there. You're not going to see too much of the farm boy or any of him growing up. You will see some Mom and Pa Kent as they have been casted in the trailer, but this is mainly going to be Clark Kent, Lois Lane with Jimmy Olsen in Metropolis, dealing with an already established world of heroes that we have seen in Creature Commandos. That was already established. You saw Batman in there. You saw Seriously from Wonder Woman's area of the world, and a whole lot more. Clayface, all these other characters from Creature Commandos show that it is an established world out there. So that's what James Gunn is doing. No origin story. Hope from Superman. Hope it's not retelling the same story. So, according to James Gunn, it is not. In Gunn we trust? I hope so. That is one of the big ones of this month. That's one of the big ones. This movie, you can look online. There are rumors about the test screenings and stuff, but I don't know what to believe. So I'm just, I enjoyed the trailer. I'll just say that. 2 movies coming out. No official posters yet. One of them had to be delayed, not because of anything specific. I think it was, I can't remember if it was writer's strike or something else going on, but Smurfs featuring Rihanna and a host of others. That is coming out on July 18th. And the next legacy horror movie, I Know What You Did Last Summer. That is a still from production. They are filming it. Jennifer Love Hewitt is back. I don't know who else is. I don't think Freddie Prinze is. Sarah Michelle Gellar might be an executive producer. I don't know. You gotta bring Brandy back, right? Did you have to bring Brandy back for this? I think I'm excited for I Know What You Did Last Summer. The second one was a little off. It was a little weird. Jack Black and some other characters were a little. It didn't feel like the first one. I don't know. David Cornsweet is in Superman. Thank you. Yes, he's good. I do like him. All right, let's get back into July here because this is your chill weekend. You can take the kids to Smurfs, or you can go to a late night showing of I Know What You Did Last Summer. But then you're gearing up towards the next weekend. The Fantastic Four First Steps. This movie is going to be so crazy to me. It is so baffling, this movie. I gotta say, my hype meter is up there for it. I'm very excited for this movie. It's let me talk to you. Like we talked about, this movie takes place in a different timeline, but deals with our timeline. So this is the one out of 3 Marvel movies this year that will deal with the multiverse. We've seen pics, we've heard rumors, we know that the Fantastic Four has already been out that they will be in Doomsday and in Secret Wars. This supposedly is not an origin story either. So no, Mole Man is in it. So I don't know if we're just going to get something in the maybe like the opening credits, their first battle. I don't know. This has been such a nice origin story. Actually, you could have done this in the '60s, or if you wanted to do this, I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do it because we haven't seen the trailer yet. Rumor has it the trailer will drop with the Super Bowl. Super Bowl right around the corner. That is when this trailer will reportedly drop. I'm just so baffled by this movie because we haven't seen anything. We don't know exactly what the storyline is, except for the fact that we will be seeing. I don't know what we'll be seeing. I can't even say. I feel like we're going to be seeing multiple Fantastic Fours. I've heard rumors that we're going to see the Council of Richards, the Council of Reeds. Is that too much for an introduction movie? The Fantastic Four. I mean, we're waiting for a great Fantastic Four movie for a long, long time. Will they bring Miles Teller back? Will they bring the other guys back? Will they bring the guy back who did the, I don't know if he's still alive, who did the one in the 80s or like the early 90s? What is your hype meter on this? I'm going to go see it in the theater, no doubt, but I'm just very perplexed on how they're going to do this movie. Yep, they are trying to reboot it. how this Fantastic Four are going to be different than the previous Fantastic Four movies. See, I think their way is going to be different is they're going to jam pack too much stuff into it. We talk about Superman having a lot jam packed with all those heroes and villains. This, they're going to jam pack Mole Man, the Fantastic Four. You have to explain how they got their powers, whether it's in a flashback or whatever. The robot will be in there. Galactus will be in here. The rumored part of the first script was the fact that Doctor Doom was in here, and they started a love triangle between Sue and Reed. So much could be going on with this movie. This is why I don't know what is going on with the Fantastic Four, but I'm excited for it. This is a big one, though. July 25th. If this movie can't fail for Marvel, this movie just cannot fail. So much rides on this movie. This is, you know how Doctor Strange, when it came out, all of a sudden established Doctor Strange as one of the people in the MCU. You had Tony, you had Peter Parker, you have Doctor Strange. Like, this is what the MCU is banking on with the Fantastic Four. It is going to be a Sue Storm heavy movie. Julie Garner, who's in The Wolfman this weekend, will be playing the Silver Surfer, the Herald for Galactus in this movie. There's just so much to unpack. There's so much to unpack with this movie. My head is hurting just thinking about that. But that is your July 25th movie. August 1st. The Bad Guys 2. I haven't seen The Bad Guys 1, so I didn't even know they're going to make a Bad Guys 2. That movie's coming out August 1st. But the other one is a Naked Gun reboot. Liam Neeson, Pamela Anderson, Busta Rhymes, CCH Pounder, and Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is in this as well. I have to say, if you have not seen any of the Naked Gun movies, please watch the first one. The first one is probably the best spoof movie of all time. It is so well done because it actually has established characters in a movie, not just spoofing. I love first Naked Gun. I love Scary Movie. We'll see how. I think Liam Neeson could pull this off, though. I think Neeson can pull this off. Leslie Nielsen cannot be replaced. That is a fact, Elizabeth. I agree. Again, nothing is out yet for this. They have locked in the release date, but expect maybe something around. I doubt they're going to spend money on a Super Bowl ad for this. That's the thing. The first one is so good. Of course, everything with a sequel has sequelitis where it's not as good as the first one. Not everything. Batman Returns, in my opinion. But this one should not be touched. It holds up. I actually just watched this a couple weeks ago. The first Naked Gun movie, if you have not watched it, The Files of Police Squad, Naked Gun. It is an A in my book. August 8th. Hey, that's my birthday. Freakier Friday. Jamie Lee Curtis said, let's do another one with Lindsay Lohan. If you watch some of these pictures and things that they posted on set, they're having a great time. And The Battle of Bacton Cross. That is Leonardo DiCaprio. This is Paul Thomas Anderson's new movie. I have no idea what this movie is about. Again, a lot of stuff still waiting to come out for no official poster for Freakier Friday, but we are ways off. This is past the halfway point of the year. So I think they're going to wait on marketing, see how the films turn out. But August 8th, as the summer winds down, that's what we're getting. And one of the surprises from a couple years ago was Nobody. Odenkirk was in this. If you watch Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad, you're familiar with him. Nobody 2 on August 15th. Nobody is a great watch. It's not changing the game. It's not anything that's going to like overly wow, in my opinion. But it's enjoyable from front to back. It knew exactly what it was. There's no real fat on this movie to trim. Everything is what it needs to be in this movie, and glad it's getting a sequel. Nobody 2, August 15th. August 29th, Thread, An Insidious Tale. All I gotta say about this movie is why? This franchise is not good. It's just not. I love horror movies. I don't care how ridiculous they are. I just love horror movies. This franchise is so tough to get through. Other than the first Insidious movie, I honestly cannot recommend anything in this franchise. Not one thing. I'm very, very disappointed in this franchise, and why are we wasting the money on this movie? Don't mean to be a downer, but my 2 cents. Copy paste what I just said. The new Conjuring movie comes out September 5th. We're doing these a week apart? Okay. Conjuring the Last Rites. We'll see if it's gonna actually be the last one. It has some of the worst spin-offs in horror movie history. I'm sorry. Let's move on. Downton Abbey 3. You have been cordially invited to another Downton Abbey movie. I hope you dress properly. Have to be honest. I gotta be honest. I have friends here in Hollywood that work on some of these movies. I don't want to bag on them too much. Thankfully, I don't know anyone who works on those Insidious movies. But again, I'm a huge fan of horror movie. I do appreciate the production that goes into a lot of these movies. But look, man, $20 plus is a lot to spend on a movie. Take your time, take your family, go by yourself, whatever. That is a lot of money and stuff of your time to waste. Those Insidious movies have wasted a lot of that of mine. Downton Abbey should be on either Max or streaming service. Elizabeth, let me tell you something. What's the last Downton Abbey movie? Is it the first one or the second one? I think it was the first one. Worked an event for that here in Hollywood. It was gonzo. People were scalping tickets to this Downton Abbey event for thousands of dollars. Thousands of dollars for tickets that were about $80 to $100. That's insane to me. Isn't this like a PBS show or something? The point is, its fan base is there, and these do pretty well in theaters. From a perspective of never seen the show, I'd agree with you, but just a little insight right there. Like that's what I saw here in Hollywood is that there's such a rabid fan base for such a proper show. I just think that's so funny. 100%. It's so. We'll see what the numbers do. We'll see what the numbers do. September 19th. We'll see if I don't know, is there a name for Downton Abbey fans? Downtons? We'll see if they show up for this. This movie right here, there is no real concrete marketing stuff out there. So this is something from the Hollywood Reporter. This has actually got pulled. It got revised in the Hollywood Reporter. I just want to put this picture up there for it. This movie's called Him. This is a Jordan Peele produced movie from Monkey Paw Productions. It is starring Marlon Wayans. Justin Tipping is directing it and is about a legendary quarterback who is tasked with training a rising young star. Other than that, I don't know details about this movie. This was called GOAT at one time. And it had the periods after each letter. So G period, O period, and blah, blah, blah. So I don't know if that actually stood for greatest of all time or something specific. Maybe it was so specific to the plot that Jordan Peele or Justin Tippin didn't want out in the marketing. We know how Jordan Peele likes mystery built around his horror movies. But this is a Monkey Paw production featuring Marlon Wayans. And if you are familiar with Marlon Wayans, he's a very good character actor. What he does in scary movies and others comedies, he does character acting, and if you've seen him in Requiem for a Dream, he can do drama. So I'm actually really looking forward to this. Like I said, I'm a big fan of horror movies, and if I'm getting a treat and a little something special than just jump scares, I'm all for it. So keep your eye open on this one. Does usually do comedy, but trust me, this man can pull off a little bit of drama, a little bit of intrigue as we have to like figure out what's going on in his world. So trust me. Marlon Wayans will do this movie justice. I just hope the script does it justice, which I'm sure it will. All right. The Bride. So this is basically a Frankenstein story on September 26th. This is a Maggie Gyllenhaal movie starring Jessie Buckley and Christian Bale. But Maggie Gyllenhaal helped write this movie, or maybe she wrote the whole thing. I cannot remember, but she is directing this as well. This is basically a Frankenstein type story. I think flipped to where the female wanted. I can't remember. It's again, there's very little marketing out there for this, but Warner Brothers produced. It seems like it could be very cool and intriguing. Once you start seeing a trailer, I think that's when we can kind of test the waters of what The Bride is going to be. But I like a twist on this, a nice little Mary Shelley kind of twist. The other one is another horror franchise that just won't die. It just won't die. Saw a Million and 23 comes out on September 21st, or supposedly. Some sites are saying this movie is not coming out this year. Other sites still have it listed as September 26th. I'm keeping it up here just in case it is, because yeah, you can see the teaser poster they released there. So it's supposed to be out. I don't see any production problems that would make this movie take a long time to come out. I just binged all these movies over Halloween week. They do go downhill pretty quickly. So we'll see what this one offers. I did not see part 10. I didn't want to. That was the last of it. 9 was enough for me. We'll see what 11 is. If you're a fan of the Saw franchise, let me know if you're looking forward to it. And let's get into October 3rd. So far, the only movie out right now is Michael. I don't. I'll be honest with you. I grew up with Michael Jackson. I grew up when, Off the Wall and Thriller and then Bad and then Dangerous and then History and all that stuff came out. I was in the mix when Michael Jackson was huge, the halftime show, the Pepsi commercials, everything. The music videos debuting on Fox, Eddie Murphy, Macaulay Culkin, all these big things, Wesley Snipes. I wonder just how far they're going to go into this movie. It is his nephew that is playing him. That is a picture of him right there. It is a very uncanny resemblance. The wig looks like a wig. Maybe they're doing the scene where his hair gets caught on fire. I don't know, but we'll see. Michael comes out. The family is involved, so we'll see how in-depth it goes and what they exactly touch on here. But October 3rd, let me know your thoughts if you are excited for this, if you could care less. I know some people don't care about Michael Jackson, but as someone who grew up with him, that's what I'll keep an eye on. Tron Ares comes out on June 10th. They just showed some of this stuff at Comic-Con this year. More stuff will be revealed. You can see some pics in Empire Magazine. And Animal Friends, starring Ryan Reynolds. I don't know what this is about. I don't know if this is Dr. Dolittle Part 9. I don't know. But Animal Friends comes out October 10th. Aubrey Plaza's in this too. I don't know who else is in this, but Aubrey Plaza, she can always play some great side characters. We just saw her play Death in Agatha All Along. October 17th, we're creeping towards Halloween. On the right, let's just get to it. The Black Phone 2. Ethan Hawke was in The Black Phone 1. I thought it was a fine watch. It just seemed like a very long, spooky version of Dateline or like America's Most Wanted or something. It was fine. I didn't think sequel was needed. But on the left, Aziz Ansari has a new movie that he wrote that's coming out. Keanu Reeves and Seth Rogen will be in there. Good Fortune is the movie. I do believe he plays someone who like gets odd jobs and then randomly lives in Hollywood here and gets odd jobs and then like has like a swap with Seth Rogen or something. I couldn't find too many details on it. But if you saw this picture of Roman Reigns floating around the internet earlier last year, that's what this is for. People were wondering what he was posing for on there. This is the movie. It comes out October 17th. So Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes, each in a movie in 2025. All right, October 24th, this one, I can't tell if I'm excited for or not. I wasn't a big fan of the last Mortal Kombat movie. Mortal Kombat 2 comes out October 24th. Not much has been released on this at all. A couple behind-the-scenes pics, as you can see. Johnny Cage over there, Mr. Butcher. I think he might have been miscast, in my opinion. I was hoping it would have been The Miz or someone younger in Hollywood who's kind of like a little more cocky looking. But we'll see. Mortal Kombat 2 comes out October 24th. And finally, we're getting to the last 2 months here. October 7th, Badlands, the next Predator movie, will be out. The first one, Prey, that was a streamer on Hulu that had huge success. It was a great movie. I loved it. So the next time we see the Predator, he's going to be the good guy. He is going to be on another planet. Maybe she, I don't know. We'll see what this Predator is. This is the only still that I've seen from it. Badlands comes out November 7th. This one is not going to be streaming. This is straight to the theater. As the success of Prey, we saw the last Alien movie go straight to theater, as that was originally supposed to be a streamer as well. But then another Arnold Schwarzenegger classic, is coming out. Another remake or redo or whatever you want to call it, coming out on November 7th. The Running Man starring Glenn Powell. Um, yeah, this is a movie that this is gonna be more based on the book. That's why I put the picture of that on there. But this is a movie that I loved as a kid, but is also one that as you grow older, you're like, this could be remade. This could be remade, and I'm fine with that. Um, I'm hoping this is just a fun movie too, because it's a game show, and if you watch it, it's a fun game show. If you read the novel, it's very disturbing, but this takes place in 2025, the same year this comes out. So November 7th, it is The Running Man. November 14th, Now You See Me 3. The first one was all right. Had no real reason to watch the second one, but you get the third one on November 14th. I think most of the cast is returning. And on November 21st, no one's going up against this. Wicked for Good, the second part of Wicked and the last half of the movie will be released. So if you want to see in the theater again, you just got to wait until November 21st. You can do it all over again. All right, and just November 26th, Zootopia 2 is coming out. We saw some stills released at the Disney Expo this summer. Zootopia 2, which I'm glad is getting a sequel. I thought the first one was great, and I thought it built a nice world around it. So I'm very excited for Zootopia 2. December 5th, you can spend with Freddy. Five Nights at Freddy 2. The first one I thought was terrible, but that's okay because a lot of people in comments roasted me for thinking it was terrible. But Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is coming out. This one they're going to kind of, I think, wait before they put it on Peacock. That's kind of the odd thing about the first one. It was released the same weekend on Peacock. But Five Nights at Freddy's 2, bigger, badder. Five Nights. All right. This is the big weekend right here. SpongeBob, the movie, Search for SquarePants, has got some square balls in those pants going up against James Cameron's Avatar Fire and Ash. December 19th, the third Avatar movie. I still haven't seen either Avatar movie. I haven't. I know. But I want to see them on the big screen. I'll see my IMAX and all that good stuff. It's just I've never been able to do it. The third one comes out December 19th. Are you excited? Are you a big Avatar fan? I am a big fan of SpongeBob doing the NFL games. I think that's a lot of fun. We're winding down here. This is the last one. Christmas Day, the last movie that is coming out. First up, you have The Housemaid. That is a very popular series of books. Paul Feige's doing, not Paul Feige. I cannot remember the guy who did Simple Plan. He was a teacher in Sabrina TV show. Paul Feig. There we go. That is coming out. That's gonna be a huge deal for the fans of that book. We saw the Blake Lively success this past summer come out. Of course, a lawsuit after that, but whatever. This may be following suit and the success of that. Marty Supreme on the right, you will see Timothy Chalamet as a champion ping pong player in Marty Supreme. And then you have The Rock. You have Safdie's The Smashing Machine. This movie could be phenomenal. It's released on Christmas. It could be a big deal. The Safdie brothers both did Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler. If you saw that movie, I love that. A lot of tension in that movie. Very well done. That is the big dramatic turn for The Rock. This is going to be his big foray away from stuff like Skyscraper and this, Red Notice, stuff where he plays The Rock. But that is it. We went through week by week. What'd you think? What movies are you looking forward to in 2025? Again, I say Mickey 17, Smashing Machine, I'm very much looking forward to. Superman, Captain America Part 4, Fantastic Four, because I don't know what the hell I'm going to be seeing here. Sinners, I'm very much looking forward to. A lot of good stuff. A lot of more fun stuff, a lot more popcorn stuff this summer. So if you have any movies out there that you're aware of that are more independent or foreign movies, pop in the chat. Let us know what they are so we can be sure to check them out. This year you had a lot of great stuff. You had The Brutalist just released, and it's kind of getting just released this month. But Enora, a lot of good stuff out there. So that's it. Thanks for your time. That is the biggest movies of 2025 coming out week by week, month by month. My name is Zach for West Coast Popcast. Have a great weekend. Let us know if you're going to go see a movie. And most importantly, be excellent to each other. Take care, everyone.